Update: my mother-in-law repeatedly commented on my weight after I had my twins, even going so far as to give me a scale as a birthday gift just 3 weeks after I gave birth. I eventually reached my breaking point, told her off, and kicked her out of my party. Now, my husband insists that I should apologize to his elderly mother because she was supposedly just concerned about my health. If I'm being honest, it feels like she's obsessed with being thin, and maybe that has something to do with the fact that she used to be a model in her early 20s before she became a mother. But I'm not a model, and neither am I planning on becoming one anytime soon, so I don't understand why I have to be that thin as well. Also, if she really was concerned about my health and well-being, then she wouldn't have put me in a position where I had to entertain guests all the time without any help and do all the work around the house while she just played with the kids. She would have actually done something to make sure that I wasn't under a lot of stress and would have at least helped me out around the house. In fact, even with the kids, she would literally just play with them, but when it came to feeding them or changing the diapers, she would call for me. So, I wasn't buying the fact that she was only looking out for my health, since then she would have actually done something to help, not just nitpick at my weight. And if my doctors think that I'm at a healthy weight, then I don't understand why she thinks that her opinion matters more. So, when my husband told me that I had to apologize to Agnes because she was really upset, it really rubbed me the wrong way. He had already screwed up after I had given birth by never bothering to think about what I was going through and forcing me to constantly put up with his family. But I had done it all with a smile on my face because I wanted to make it work with him. So, after this disaster of a party, it hit me like a ton of bricks. You know that moment when everything just clicks and you're like, oh, this is how it is? Yeah, that. It became crystal clear where I stood in his list of priorities. Spoiler alert, not at the top. It was like, boom, reality check. His family was numero uno, and I was playing second fiddle. And let me tell you, I was so done with that nonsense. Then, get this, he has the nerve to tell me I should apologize to Agnes. Can you believe it? But you know what? I didn't even bother arguing. I was just done. So, without a word, I got up and started packing my bags. And here's the kicker, he didn't even bother to follow me. Nope, he just stayed put in the living room like nothing was happening. Once I had my stuff together, I made the call to take the kids and head to my parents' place. I mean, I could have just ghosted him, but I decided to be the bigger person, you know? So I told him straight up where we were going. I laid it out for him. Look, if you want to be a mama's boy for the rest of your life, knock yourself out. But don't expect me to stick around and deal with your family's drama. Harsh? Maybe. But sometimes you gotta call it like you see it, right? I told him that he had been really disrespectful towards me and what I wanted, and the fact that after the party, he had just left me and that the kids on our own showed us exactly how little he cared for us. So now, I wanted him to contact me only when he was serious about his family, and I meant the family that he had chosen, not the one he was born into. He didn't say much to me, only that he would expect me to let him come and visit the kids whenever he wanted. But unless I apologized to Agnes and the rest of the family, he had no intention of making things right with me. So, I could live with my parents for as long as I wanted to, but he was not going to tolerate this kind of behavior. Then I left, and for the past 3 days, I've been staying with my parents. They know the situation, and they think that I should think about getting a divorce, but right now, I'm not really sure what to do. If this had been a common occurrence with my husband, I wouldn't have thought twice before leaving. But that's the catch, we have been together for almost 6 years and married for 3, and he has never behaved like this. He has always been very attached to his family, especially his mother, since his father was always too busy for him, and their relationship had only become stronger after my father-in-law passed away last year. That had never been an issue for me, though, since he had always treated me well. But this change in his behavior that has taken place after he became a father, that's what I don't understand. It feels like he doesn't care about me at all, even though during my pregnancy, he had treated me like I was the Queen of England. And this is what I'm constantly bumping up against, because even if I want to leave him for his behavior right now, I can't stop thinking about the fact that he never used to be like this before. And it might be crazy, but I've been considering the fact that maybe I'm actually the one at fault here. I've heard about plenty of cases of postpartum depression where women become increasingly irritable and have bouts of anxiety and stuff, so maybe I can't see that I'm being unreasonable, but he can, and maybe he's right. But at the same time, given the circumstances, I hardly think that my anger is unjustified. If I speak to my friends or my parents about this, I'm sure that they are going to be on my side, so that's going to be a little pointless. And so, I've come to Reddit to ask for help so I can make sure that I'm not being selfish and unreasonable like my husband believes, and that I actually do have cause to be mad. So, am I the a-hole for kicking my mother-in-law out for talking about my weight and telling my husband's family that I don't want them visiting me right now? Update 1. Hi, everyone. So, it has been 2 days since I posted, and I've been really conflicted about what to do because most people in the comments said that I shouldn't reach back out to him and that I should speak to a lawyer immediately. I told my parents about it, and they suggested the same thing as well and put me in touch with an attorney. But it just didn't feel right for me to file for a divorce before at least giving him one last chance to at least explain himself. I was about to contact him, but thankfully, he came to me himself. Now, we were not exactly able to make up, but at least we had a discussion last evening. He came by to see the kids, and it was very awkward, but the babies seemed happy enough to see him. He played with them for a while, and then he started talking to me since I had stayed in the room. My parents had the good sense to go to their bedroom and leave us alone as soon as he came over in case we wanted to discuss anything. Anyway, both of us were much calmer yesterday and were able to actually have a dignified and civil discussion rather than just one of us walking away angrily. I told him that his recent behavior had made me feel very confused because so far, he had always shown great care for my feelings, but right now, it felt like it didn't matter to him. It felt like he only cared about his family and nothing else, not even me. It was very difficult for me to take it because I was the mother of his kids. I felt like that demanded a certain amount of respect and care. I also told him that the way Agnes had behaved with me and the way she had been pushing me to lose weight just 3 weeks after I had given birth to twins was ridiculous, and he should have taken a stand for me instead of defending it. He was silent for a couple of minutes, and then he said that he wanted to apologize for not taking a stand for me when it came to Agnes. He was just very confused, but he had come to the realization that his mother had been wrong for constantly pushing me to lose weight. Apparently, the night that I had kicked her out of my party, she had called him later on and she had been sobbing on the phone, which is why he had felt so terrible about the way I had behaved with his mother and thought that I should apologize to her. But then he had thought about it for a while and realized that Agnes actually had been quite pushy about the weight thing, and she had brought it upon herself, so maybe I didn't need to apologize for it. He had to tell me that he had spoken to Agnes, and she was mad, so she wouldn't be saying anything to me anytime soon. But he wanted to say that he was sorry. He also told me that he was sorry for not realizing this earlier. He had genuinely thought that Agnes only cared about my health, and that's why she wanted me to lose weight, but giving me a weighing machine and forcing me to open it in front of that many people was humiliating, and she shouldn't have done that.